This is definitely going to be a fast-paced match, though. I feel like MVD is the fastest Snake I've ever seen in my life. Always
he's very passive-aggressive.
Yeah. That's one way to put it. Going to Smashville now as the opener, though.
We were just talking about it, too. Look at the way he opened that up. He did the B-reverse grenade grab and then utilized the side of the platform to fall right on the other side of Goblin.
This platform is going to be a terrifying place to be near. Of course, the C4 is going to be there covering most of it. And that's going to be a lot of control that MVD is going to have in that scenario.
And that hitbox is so large that it could scoop Goblin up from right underneath it. So just having the C4, there is so much pressure to control that middle space. But that is to say, if MVD can even find a way to land.
Does find a way down. Gets that parry. MVD very comfortable free floating with the Cypher. So, you know, we'll get the way down eventually. At the ledge with the grenade to cover it. So Goblin gave him all kinds of room to get back on. Going around these plats. Wow. That down tilt has insane range.
Yeah, that range was insane right there. Goblin even also trying to contest with their own down tilt. Ooh, wow, just like that. Takes the stock out of that conversion. Goblin playing this patiently too, knowing not to just mindlessly close in that gap, just swing it.
Right, if you're swinging too hard, you might run into some of these grenades, do yourself a little bit of damage while you're trying to get a combo.
Just wait, and the up B out of shield right there, okay.
Ooh, that was the bait. He blew up that C4 not even just to hit Goblin, but because he thought, you know, maybe if I blow this up, he's going to try to swing at me. Droning off the platform, in comes the up tilt.
Almost similarly to the Ned set currently, that you don't have a lot of space to run away from here. And Goblin now recognizing that he's still holding onto that top platform, but the grenade trade is going to allow MVD to keep him by the ledge.
Up smash is inbound, makes it really difficult for Goblin to actually pressure MVD there. Going to be a down throw, tries to set up the tech chase into the single hit in there.
Roll? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, he wanted to roll into an up tilt maybe. MVD going for all kinds of style. Nothing simple with him.
It's also patient play that MVD is going to note on for later as the set does go on, does avoid that up smash landing on the platform.
No strong hit of that double edge dance, so it's not going to KO. Just, again, the pool noodle that's going to whack him on the way down. And MVD finds the strong leg of the up tilt consistently. Moving to the second stock.
Gets blown up by their own grenades, but does manage to still get right back. But having to avoid Goblin, who's just consistently throwing out these aerials, are so intimidating. That back air, too, so safe. MVD living as there was no rage that Goblin could work off of. Oh.
Stuck on this platform, really spooky situation, 169%. Getting close to percents where almost anything does it from Roy, but the Blazer whiff is going to be huge, and the forward smash catches him from that range?
Oh, MVD's just juggling all these options. Welcome to the circus.
Yeah, worst case happens there. Goblin maybe is sitting there and block and is not going to get hit by the up smash all the way down. But that forward smash, that's just rude.
This is so big, too. It's like, what are you going to get hit by? Let's roll the wheel right here. Let's see what you're going to get hit by today.
Pick your poison.
And that's the option coverage that Snake as a character provides. And you could see players like MVD taking full advantage of that. Has been able to do it since the very beginning. Has that comfortability since Brawl.
He's been out here since day one, showing up. You know, start all the way back to don't park on the grass. Showing up top two all the way back then, first Ultimate Tournaments, and then we're getting all the way back here. Still doing it.
Now we're riding the high tides here at low tide instead. Got the down tilt coming in. MVD playing this rather safe now. Just you could see how Goblin's getting a little bit more anxious and trying to close in that gap, but has the platforms to try to mix up the approach.
Here we go. Down tilt is again going to be catching Goblin on the way in. It has so much range. Trying to wait for Goblin to press a button, but it doesn't come. But they're swinging into the grenade. He's going to be pulling on a lot of damage. Goblin has not found a clean in yet.
Ooh, the up tilt. So much pressure. You see how Goblin's shield is so low. The spot dodge on the platform.
Oh, Nikita hitting the other direction. Has to...
Oh, jumps right on top of MVD. That's exactly where MVD wants you to be. But the down tilt now able to allow Goblin to get something going as MVD is forced to go for that high recovery. Of course, Snake not having the best low recovery. You're just vulnerable at that point.
Dash attack is going to punish the whiff on the double edge dance after MVD finally gets his feet on the ground. Goblin going for some big reads. Bomb. And big pickup coming out of Goblin there. off of MVD's own grenade.
We take those, of course, here. Unfortunate, but still, you see MVD having the percentage lead. Taking so much damage with that. For how long will he have that C4?
Who saw that one? Please
It's
be
so
honest.
small.
Please be honest in chat. Who actually saw that C4?
And the camera angles, too, as they're jumping on these platforms, kind of like drifts away from that main stage.
Yeah. Able to narrowly get to the other side and up air. That's basically aerial up tilt with Snakes. I'm giving the big boots. Catch him real high up, sitting at 88, not comfy. You know, especially on Yoshi's, Roy can kill a little bit early, but he's got to find his hits where these grenades are not going to interrupt.
And look at the way he's trying to stop Goblin from trying to jump in. Playing way more patiently, trying to change up the pace a little bit.
Putting the grenades between him and Goblin, sometimes turning his back before he pulls the grenade to make sure it's the first thing that's going to get swung at. That C4 is going to manually detonate soon. It's starting to scare me.
That's why he actually detonated. He heard you.
He said, look, I want this going on my terms.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be the one to get blown up and get hit with another follow from Goblin.
He's been making the most of all of them. Parries the up air, but it crosses up, so MVD wasn't able to find the punish.
Ooh. Manages to safely get back onto the ledge. Great patience from MVD. Didn't jump into Goblin, but remember what we're saying right there. That was so unfortunate, but now, fortunately for Goblin, very doable as Roy puts in so much damage.
Yeah, 48% is not a whole lot that he can't make up, but being able to generate that grenade frame one, you can definitely pull it out middle of the combo.
Yep, exactly. And that's going to be the insurance policy that MVD is going to want to rely on here, trying to mix up a way to get onto these platforms. Doesn't even land on the top one. Instead, has a grenade that sets him up there.
Again, pulling these grenades to find his way down. Blows up that C4, so again, it is blown up on his time and not on Randy. And immediately going for the up tilt. That is not a true combo at that percent. But if you just let it happen, it can definitely happen to you.
Provided on a silver platter, we take those. MVD now.
If that's the first time that he's gone for that level of mix, you know, he went for one earlier and tried to chase a roll away with a net.
Yeah.
One time earlier. The down throw has not been super prevalent, so if it's not the first thing in your mind that I have to immediately pick an option here, you can get caught sleeping.
Especially at that percent too, because you're not expecting it to even happen at that point. No, it's not the confirmation.
A player like MVD, you're like, okay, he's going to forward tilt me maybe. He's going to go for the jabs, take his free damage, and then maybe go for something else here. But MVD went for the kill, and he got big rewarded. Going up now 2-0 in the set. Goblin running it right back to Yoshi's.
Yeah, going right back to the stage here. Goblin saying that they feel pretty comfortable on these platforms. It's just a matter of trying to find that close spot to try to prevent MVD from getting these grenade pulls. But it's just like you said, getting those grenade pulls frame one makes it so difficult for Goblin to even pressure MVD's shield. Look at this damage output coming out.
So many grenades exploded in such a short span of time.
It's like a war zone.
Everybody has taken the hit. Woof. That Blazer, he got stuck.
Oh, the page. Look at his shield, too. It's so small.
He had to throw, or he blew up that C4 as the grenade was sitting next to him, too, so he was either going to get that poke or a big shield pop. Back air, narrowly not killing. Great DI from MVD.
Directional DI now being able to air dodge, and because he overcommitted on shield, MVD's like, all right, the stanky leg's going to be coming out right now. And answering right back, wasting no time. It's going to be Goblin evening this out. MVD's just one game away from sending Goblin into that lower bracket.
Yeah, even Stocks Goblin still has room to fight in here. Tossing both those grenades back at MVD. Big explosions. He's got to hold that. And Goblin is playing at a very slow pace. He doesn't want to rush in, and I appreciate that. Even in situations like this where it feels like it's high pressure, it's tense, not abandoning the game plan, but jumps into the up smash there. That's maybe a little bit of Russian.
The barricades, you had two grenades to jump through, and then you had the up smash to cover the jump in case you wanted to try to either use that platform as a mix-up, and this is the difficult part in trying to find that space to actually land these fares, because the moment he gets it started, he can't really follow up because of the grenades.
Yeah, and even if the grenades blow up MVD, sometimes it makes it harder for you to chase him. After normally you go for the down tilt, you get the tech chase. Tech chase him up all the way on the platform, not where he expected to be, you know?
They didn't expect MVD to just stay still there too. Actually expected MVD to roll, but now, as he did roll that time, you saw Goblin perfectly spaced for that.
Catches it with that forward tilt, is going to take that stock into the last stock for MVD in this game. But Goblin is not sitting at a healthy percent at 104 and climbing. Trying to go for some single hit forward tilt pressure on the shield.
Oh, I love this from Goblin right now. He was dancing around MVD's personal space, now being able to build up momentum, but for what? You jump above MVD and you're going to get hit again with that up tilt.
That up tilt is constantly going to be the exclamation point at the end of these stocks. Going to be using these grenades to try to find his way down. A little bit of a blow up, waits for the attack afterwards. But a great parry gives Goblin an opportunity on this platform.
Oh, but he's in dangerous territory. You're right above Roy on that top platform. Oh, the down smash this time. He tried going for it again while the grenade was right there.
That was a big play by MVD. He was said, you know, if you neutral get up into this, I am definitely killing you at this percent on Yoshi's. But it was a huge gamble as well. If you whiff that, that is definitely a easy punish for Goblin to go through and take the stock, take the game, move it to 2-1. Still MVD's favor. Now it's going to be on MVD's counter pick. We'll see what scenery change can make things a little different because they didn't have a lot of room to move on Yoshi's.
Yeah.
And that kind of gave Goblin some opportunity to make the most of it. I feel like as Snake, you know, PS2, Town, Woohoo, wouldn't mind seeing.
Or maybe even another small stage. It looks like they
actually,
they look like they actually picked Small Battlefield here.
Yeah, Small Battlefield, definitely a stage that Snake can utilize, similar to how he utilizes Pokemon Stadium 2. Just covers one of the plats with C4, and then all the rest of that, the grenades, and its history.
Back of the grenades to rack up that damage, and then when that timing is right and it's time to get that kill, you got the up tilt. But that is to say, if you could get that percentage right, because currently Goblin opening things up strong, already 67% onto MVD.
Yeah, starting forward tilt, chases him all the way to the corner, but the spot dodge comes out.
Wow.
Just barely not dying to the double-edged dance. I mean, he's stuck on this platform, trying to use the grenades to get down, but Goblin is staying just out of range. Waits for that dash attack.
The adaptation that we're seeing from Goblin is actually insane within this matchup. Just literally the last game being that mid-game change here. Goblin playing not only much more patiently, but is way more wary of the spacing, not trying to overcommit on top of those grenades.
Yeah, he's done a great job of still getting these big combos on MVD, but not blowing the grenades up.
Exactly, yeah. Ooh, the fair right there is going to do it. Great start for Goblin. Could this potentially be a reverse 3-0? I mean, right now, Goblin looking like download complete.
He's looking a little hot right now. Got a little bit of the fire in him. Able to narrowly escape the upper, but put him in a frame trap situation. Fights through the Nikita. Oh, but the back air there. He got to the other side of MVD. Put him on the platform.
MVD just not really having much room at all, and that's exactly now with Goblin changing up the pace. It's forcing MVD now to try to figure out a way to finally get those grenade pulls safely, but he's forced to recover low, somehow manages to make it back after Goblin was consistently putting on those aerials by the ledge.
Goblin is moving so incredibly fast. He's not giving MVD any chance to breathe. Constantly in the air or at the ledge. Goblin finally, you know, he escapes the situation MVD was able to set up using that invincibility. Finds his way around these grenades. And now, the forward tilt's going to set up situation for the Nikita. Deactivates with a single hit of the double-edged dance.
Ooh.
And Goblin finds his way back up, chases the high jump.
And he's DIing in, and Goblin knows MVD is getting a little too aggressive, just trying to find a way to safely get back onto the stage. Gets caught by that Nair into that back air. Here comes Goblin, though, stalling out with the side B.
Does go a little bit deep, throws all of his chips in that basket. But he's got two more stocks to play with. He can afford to get that aggressive at this point. Put 114% on MVD. We could maybe see a couple of different things killing at the ledge here. Get that double-edged dance, maybe a forward tilt. Playing now around the grenades. MVD's trying to slow it down, but it might be a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, I mean, MVD's at 125, and you could see the immediate positioning that Goblin took, holding center stage, avoiding those grenades, looking at MVD. I mean, I have the advantage. I don't have to approach with that parry into the down air. Cheeky from MVD to try to get that damage, but he still has to go through an entire stock still.
Nikita is going to activate. We see no jump, so he's forced to hold this up smash on the shield.
Oh.
But the back air does eventually catch MVD's legs swinging. Fully extended on the plat. That back air makes you really wide, easy target to hit.
And because of the fact that Goblin felt so comfortable on that stage, you could see consistently getting those back airs whenever MVD wanted to try to get off that platform.
Yeah.
Can't even take center stage at that point when Goblin's swinging that sword around in every direction.
I just realized MVD's mess says MVD sucks. MVD's certainly doing a good job. It's 2-2 right now, but Goblin is working on that reverse 3-0.
I was going to say, and you have to think about the mental that MVD is also feeling here. He was up 2-0 currently. Now Goblin evening up the set 2-2. One game away for both of these players to proceed on through the bracket. None of these players want to face the potential chance of having to fight through that lower bracket.
And Goblin looked so incredibly comfortable on MVD's counter pick. I'm a little bit worried for what's left in the tank. There was a lot of aggression, a lot of speed that Goblin was able to bring to that game.
And honestly, it's because MVD didn't have any space. He was able to pull some grenades out, but
they weren't doing a whole lot for him. I'm wondering, do we still go to the, do you try it again? Or do we try to do something with a little bit more room?
I think a little bit more room will really help out MVD.
That's what I'm hoping for, but sometimes these players get it in their head and say, I want to run it back. I want to prove to myself that I can do it.
I mean, we saw that with Yoshi's story.
But I do hear some Animal Crossing music, so I'm hoping that's potentially Town, or maybe even going back to Smashville if Goblin gave the okay.
This is all or nothing right now. Both these players onto their last chance.
Back on Smashville.
Yeah, and Smashville. What are you thinking right here? You think this is still at least enough stage for MVD to really try to take advantage of, or is Goblin, does he have that download?
There is a lot of room. There's not a lot of room on Special. It is pretty up close and personal, but MVD did make use of covering that platform really well in the past. I'm wondering if the adjustments from Goblin are going to stay prevalent, even with the change of scenery.
Letting go that shield actually up, managing to break through. MVD already at 115 with Roy swinging that sword, hitting like a truck, forcing MVD to go for that high recovery, but he can't even get on that top platform. He doesn't want to linger above Goblin.
MVD's landings have consistently been trapped. Up air finally connecting onto a grenade. MVD's able to find his way down. Big damage from the up smash, and that's going to be forward throw he runs up for.
All right, that was nice right there, too. Yeah, he's at 151. He had that rage, too.
True.
And not only that, just the fact that he put on that pressure with those grenades and the down smash attempt, too, had forced Goblin to even hold shield by the ledge. So MVD was able to get that grab.
Goblin was looking like he was continuing the trend, playing with the same speed and moving on with the same lead that he had been in the past couple of games. But MVD turned things around really quickly. Puts on damage super duper fast, already 55 onto the next one. And pressing with this distance that he's able to play from. It looks like there really is enough room. There really is enough room on Smashville for him.
Way better, too, because of that platform in the middle. You talk about that C4 covering so much space, but these grenades do as well. Now trying to reverse the situation. You see Goblin now finally getting that stock. Even though he's at 82%, this is what Goblin likes to work with. Not maybe taking too much damage from these grenades. He has to be careful because too much damage is not going to help him out. But he's going to definitely be able to take advantage of the rage.
Able to toss that grenade, barely avoids. Does he have a jump still? I don't know. The Nikita's going to chase him. I don't think he did. Now onto his last stock, potentially last stock in winner's bracket right now from Goblin. MVD is still looking fresh on the second.
It's just so unfortunate at that point when you're Roy and you don't have a jump, your recovery is so linear. On the other hand, then you have MVD, of course, with that Cypher being able to get that high recovery.
It is very difficult to pin Snake down. Able to finally, though, catch the Nair, catch him on the tech chase. MVD's so slippery with these B reverses. He's putting these grenades in spots where you are going to swing on them and not hit him.
He does get that cross up, though, with the dash attack grenade. Actually allowing him to get all the way over to the other side of the stage. But he's still maintaining center stage control, which is what we weren't seeing earlier when Goblin felt a lot more confident.
Nikita is not what he wanted.
No punish? Okay.
Both of these players, gentlemen, letting him get away with one or two things.
It's a mess right here.
Big explosions on the grenades. MVD air dodge all the way down. Goblin's able to find the punish. Forwarder not quite going to do it, but MVD is very uncomfortable at 157. We're going to see dash attack scoop up, put him on the ledge.
Yeah, that Goblin wanted to space that out, so the dash attack catching his landing. Now MVD nearing 180, but actually trying to land right on top of Goblin. He had the grenade, but it just did not detonate for him on time.
Yeah, you catch him on the feet, and it's not going to hit the grenade, so all you're doing is swinging at the snake. That's going to do it. Again, spacing these nairs perfectly, so he's just above the grenades, not detonating while he's able to chain across the stage. He's sitting at 119. Got to avoid the Nikita.
Oh, no.
Does attack it, blow it up, but I don't know if there's a way for him to make it back with this distance. Nikita, rinse and repeat, and eventually that's going to toss Goblin off the side, and that's MVD moving on in the winner's bracket.
Oh, and a little mini pop-off too. He's feeling that one, especially with the way that Goblin has been performing as of recent.
Yeah.
He's so consistent, always getting on that top level next to a lot of these other professional players that we usually see at these tournaments.
Yeah, and especially in the fashion that set went. MVD started off going up 2-0, feeling really comfortable, and then he started sweating a little bit when you see Goblin take it to game 5, beat you on your counter pick. It can get a little bit scary.
That's why I see MVD taking stage control the majority of that last game, which was the one different changer when you look at the other two stages that Goblin was able to take right there, that it was so difficult for Goblin to really do anything in that moment because he was consistently getting hit by those barrage of grenades.
Yeah, he was finding...
And Nikita too, of course, that pressure off the map.
Nikita made the big difference. We didn't see Nikita make too many appearances early in the set, but game 5 when it mattered, that's when he pulled off the training gloves and said, I'm pulling out all the stops. In comes Big Missile.
Good on Goblin, though, to make that slow adaptation, almost reversing the set against MVD. Super important to keep that mentality going through the bracket, because that was still winners, you know? Yeah. Goblin still is in bracket.
There's plenty more sets to play. He was doing a really good job of baiting MVD into situations. He'd land in front of him, roll behind, and force the long-lasting forward tilt to whiff. Get a lot of hits that way. His movement was looking very clean. His aggressiveness, definitely something I want to see later on in that loser's bracket. But we've got plenty of more games to play, plenty more players to see.
Yep, and that's going to be more